You talking to me?
It's gonna be legendary.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ho, 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 ho.
They're here. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
You're listening to Natalie Lipka and Wayne Frazier on Hollywood Close-Up.
Here we go. Once again, we sold your soul.
This is Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I am Wayne Frazier. How are ya?
And we are two actors talking our way to the top. Please make sure to check us out at natalieandwayne.com. Follow us on Instagram and iTunes. Follow us on iTunes too. Subscribe on iTunes. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Natalie and Wayne. And you can also listen to us every Thursday on WLOR.net Internet Radio at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
That was wonderful.
I'm excited about that new music. I
know.
Can't handle it. I'm so excited.
I think that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep playing that music. You know, I wanted to start the show and everything, but I kept playing it. And that, of course, was our guys, our friends, our buddies, our pals, Slant. Yes. Slantmusic.net. Check it out, man.
That
brand new release today.
Check it out on iTunes.
Exclusive here on... Well, wait a minute. There it is.
Exclusive.
On Hollywood Close-Up. And wait till you hear the middle song. We won't spoil it, but it is a cover and it is bad. Beep.
Bad butts.
Beep, 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 beep.
Charlie Brown.
What?
Merry Christmas. It is like Christmas with new music from Slant. And coming up later on the show, we have choreographer, dancer extraordinaire Sofia Stoller will be with us.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And, of course, in the our wonderful engineer, the lovely, the beautiful, the wonderful, Rena Marie. Hello.
Hi.
Hang on.
It's just... Hello. Oh, my goodness. I think it's because you're whispering.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out... See, these are the problems of the everyday life of the engineer, who is also on camera sometimes, is you can't...
You got to work it out live.
Right,
it's cool.
I don't know where I want this thing to be.
Well, if you put it right in front of your face...
How's this?
That's perfect.
Is that good right there?
You could be like, who was it? Wilson from Home Improvement?
Yeah.
When he was like over the fence.
We never actually see Rena Marie. She's always right there behind the kid. That's a great running gag.
Oh my goodness. Great to see you both.
Yeah. How are you? What's going on? How you been?
Gosh, I got to be honest. I'm so happy and so excited, but there was something that kind of bugged me that happened recently that I wanted to bring up.
What's that?
What?
2016 election.
Oh, geez.
Sorry.
Wow. You know what?
I figured.
In the grand scheme of the world, this is nothing that I'm about to say now.
Yeah.
But, I just wanted to talk about when we're working on our career and we're actors, writers, producers, you sometimes have gigs here and there. Sometimes you have more steady gigs. But in the meantime, you got to have steady income, right?
Agreed.
So, I've definitely waited my fair amount of tables and made my fair amount of drinks. And recently, I was waiting tables, and I had someone say something to me that just is irking me more now that I'm talking about it. But the person, a lot of times people engage in our career when we're waiting on them, and he said to me, "Oh, is this your career, or are you pursuing something else?" And I said to him, "Well, I'm an actor." And he said, "Oh, so you're pursuing acting?" And I said, "I'm an actor." He said, "Well, you're pursuing acting." I said, "I'm an actor." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Like I had to let him know that, yes, it's a pursuit, but I'm not pursuing acting.
You are.
I am an actor.
Right.
So.
And you have plenty of credits to prove that.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Of course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Too bad we couldn't just bring our IMDb right in front of these people and just whip it out and just, there you go. Guess what? This is what we're doing, okay? Shut up.
Right.
Shut up. Just shut up, yeah?
And once he finally let up on that part, he kind of was asking me, well, why am I working in a restaurant? And I said, well, are you in the business? And he said, no, but I have a lot of friends who are. And I said, oh, great. So you understand that sometimes, what I was saying at the beginning, we have steady gigs, and then in between we got to have our steady income.
Mm-hmm. We still have to pay rent, people.
Right. And I was like, and he said, or if a gig doesn't work out. And I said, no, or until I book a series or book a bunch of films, and I don't have to do that anymore, And gosh, then he just continued to go on about how I should have a plan B. And even as far to tell me, he's like, well, how old are you? Or, and then he guessed my age. He's like, you're probably about this. And I was like, yeah, I am. And he was like, well, maybe you should have a cap of when you should, stop pursuing this.
What is wrong with people?
And he's like, because, it might not work out. And I said, or it will. Yeah.
Wow, I'm starting to get a little steamed about that, my friend. That stinks.
I didn't know I was so steamed about it.
That stinks. That's. I mean, you don't go to somebody else's job. Acting in being in this business is one of the toughest things. We chose it, and understand that we chose to do this, so that is on us. That part, but we don't need that other side. People downgrading or telling us what to do in our pursuit of our dreams. You know what I mean? We didn't go to your office and go, hey, you're an accountant, but you know what? You should probably be the CEO. Do you have a plan for that? Whether they do or not, whatever, that's their business. There's a line to be drawn on that, and that irritates me. I don't think that's a fair question for somebody to throw at you, especially when you're working.
Right. And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I like to engage in conversation, and I like to learn. I mean, we talk to people all the time. It's a part of the process. And we wait on a lot of people who are in the industry. Yeah. I've gotten agents out of it. I've booked jobs out of it. So you kind of want to have a conversation, and that's why I asked, are you in the industry?
Yeah.
Because I was like, where are we leveling here? Where do we need to talk about this?
But also, look, it's no secret that almost every single actor has a side job. I mean, that's a known thing in this industry. It's not, and to make the assumption that if someone is waiting tables, they're not really an actor is incredibly insulting.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
It's and also very ignorant on that person's part, because a lot of people who are well known in the industry had a side job right up until it started to literally conflict with their acting schedule. You know what I mean? People hang on to those side jobs. They want that extra money. So it's
You don't sit there and put all eggs in one basket anyway in this business. You might be working for Habitat for Humanity. You might be working, you might have your own side company doing something. Mm-hmm. You may have a family you need to take care of. And acting jobs, unless you're everyday acting, and that's what we were doing. We were trying to get to a point where this is just our solid job. Even when that job is done, it doesn't mean that you might not have to go back to your other side job for a little bit, because it's just sometimes a long wait period between time.
Yeah, and it's like going back to if you're pursuing it, it's like at the end of the day, I am an actor. I'm pursuing a full-time career in acting.
Pursuing a full-time career.
Yeah.
Better than you are an actor, and you're pursuing a full-time career at this particular job. That doesn't mean that you have not done acting jobs and are currently doing some acting jobs. So you are an actress.
Exactly.
So yeah, this guy, we are keeping the show PG. So there are choice words that I would. So I'm just going to do this.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you for letting this, I know if you're listening to the show and you've had experiences like this, I know we've talked about in the past of how you deal with things when people are like, what have I seen you in? Or all those questions that
that's
come
a
up.
fun one.
But please share them with us, and we're going through it with you. And if you're at the point where you don't have to work in a restaurant, share that with us too, because that's awesome.
Yeah, we are Facebook Live, so you can throw some comments, and we'll try to get to those. That's insane, man. I saw you had to go through that. That's not fair to any of us.
It's part of it, you know.
It is, but it's not. It shouldn't be. You know,
it's not a reflection on you, though. It's a reflection on that particular person.
Well, I'm glad you shared that, Natalie. That's
Thank
an
you.
interesting thing. Well, we want to cover some more about that kind of stuff later on, because that's just that's a crazy thing. So let's do a little social media. Let's change it up a little bit. How about
Switch it
that?
up.
Let's do that.
All right. I was reading on socialmediatoday.com 5 steps to developing a strong social media strategy. In regards to sharing valuable content, it says in order to capitalize on the engagement, use live streaming videos, like we're doing. In regards to sharing valuable content, as I said, according to Facebook, people spend 3 times longer watching live videos versus those that have been pre-recorded. So keep that in mind. Also, to increase your reach with organic video, a recent study by Quintly showed that native videos on Facebook have a 186% higher engagement rate.
Wow.
And are shared more than 100,000% of the time. So that's then videos that are like linked to other hosting sites. So something to think about when posting your videos on Facebook. Check that out at socialmediatoday.com. And also, I was reading you can now post your pics to Instagram without the app. This was on Mashable.com. Instagram will now give users new functionality via the Instagram.com mobile website. The main thing being the ability to share pics outside of the app. And it said that an Instagram spokesperson confirmed, basically saying that they've done this to help people have a fuller experience no matter what kind of device that they are using or what kind of network that on. And as I said, this applies to the Instagram.com when accessed from mobile. And if you haven't seen this yet, I was reading this on CNN Tech. Teenager Carter Wilkerson just dethroned Ellen DeGeneres' famous Oscar selfie for the most retweeted tweet.
What?
Did you see that?
No.
So basically last month, Wendy's challenged the team to get about 18 million retweets when he asked the fast food chain via Twitter what it would take to get free chicken nuggets for a year.
What?
Yeah, so at last check, Wilkerson is at over 3,432,218 retweets compared to Ellen DeGeneres' 3,430,242 retweets.
Oh my gosh.
And this kid is awesome. As part of his campaign now, Wilkerson also created a website, Nugs for Carter, as in the chicken nuggets, which sells t-shirts to raise money for the Dave Thomas Foundation. So,
Oh, that's so cool.
really awesome.
So is Wendy's going to give him the
They're
nuggets
saying
anyway?
they are going to give him the free nuggets despite him not getting the 18 million.
You know what? That is fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna throw this out to the public. If I tweet out that I would like a Ferrari, would
How many retweets do you need?
how many tweets are the retweets to the tweets to the yeah so Ferrari that's the dream car. So if I could just go ahead and put out like a couple of tweets about you, would you go ahead and give me a car? It's a challenge for Ferrari.
Wow. That is my little social media moment.
That's pretty
Get
awesome,
it, Wayne
man.
Fraser. Get it.
Good for that. Good for that child, man. Good for him.
Right?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Wow, nicely done.
Thank you.
Oh, Wayne.
It's on to you.
And now to you, Ferrari. And now the not so quick and quirky news with Wayne Fraser. Well, to no one's surprise, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 shattered the box office this past weekend, the Cinco de Mayo weekend. The movie raked in over $147 million domestically and topped $425 million worldwide. I saw it last night. It's good fun. I enjoyed it. Had a good time with it. So if you want a good classic popcorn movie, go see Guardians. Really good. And this past Sunday, MTV broadcasted their annual MTV Movie and TV Awards show. Some of the winners, Aston Sanders of Moonlight won for Best Kiss. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Best TV Villain. Best Movie went to Beauty and the Beast. And the Show of the Year went to Stranger Things.
Wow.
So
Exciting.
the kids were all pumped about that. For a full list of the winners and the favorite moments, go to mtv.com and check that out. And finally, today is National Teachers Day, guys. It is. It's true.
We love our
It's
teachers.
We do
true.
love our teachers.
You know, if you think about it,
And those on TV land.
yes, all of and those guys too. Absolutely. If you think about it, we're all teachers, guys, and students every single day of our lives. But this is a day for the professional educators in schools, colleges, universities, acting classes, etc. Our hats off to you guys, your hard work, your dedication, and concentration to help others. Happy National Teachers
Oh,
Day.
that's very
Yay.
sweet.
Yes, yes.
Hats off to you.
Lovely. I can hit the right buttons today. Would be
Right?
fantastic.
Let's get some more of that new music. And for Hollywood Close-Up, I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier.
We will be right back with Sofia Stoller.
See the stone settle in your eyes. See the thorns twist in your side. And I wait for you. Slide of hand and the twist of fate. On a bed of nails, she makes me wait. And I wait without you, yeah. With or without you, with or without you, I know I can't live, yeah, yeah. With or without you. In the storm, we reach the shore. You give it all, but I want more. And I'm waiting for you. Slide of hand and a twist of fate. On bed of nails, she makes me.
Man, I can sit there and listen to that song all day.
I know. I actually didn't even go to the place to turn it off because I didn't want it to stop.
Man, the guys from Slant. Now they did covers. I mean, did they do anything wrong?
I love that cover.
They're awesome, yeah. So we're back. This is Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Wayne Frazier.
And I'm Natalie Lipka.
And you know what? Last Thursday night, Patrick, Natalie's husband, and I had the pleasure of experiencing an incredible performance of a play called The Other Side at the Gramercy Studios out here in Hollywood, California. The production is described as an immersive dance theater performance, and it captivated our minds, our souls. And to say the least, I mean, my gosh, we were just like, ah. And we're lucky to have the creator and artistic director of the Irish company, the amazing Sofia Stoller, sorry. Hey, I'm so excited. I'm like,
We always get excited we mess up names. Thanks for being here.
that's part of our
for
cliche.
having me.
How are you?
course.
What's
I'm
going
doing
on?
great.
You got to be on top of the world.
Yeah, we opened last weekend. You guys were at our preview, and we had shows on Friday and Saturday, and it went really well. It's really exciting to be able to share the work with audiences after all of these many months of working on it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, after that performance, it took, it was so captivating. And it just took me some time to kind of decompress and go, wow, what an amazing thing. It's so hard to describe.
Yeah.
What we saw. I mean-
Someone asked me what I thought, and I was like, I can't put into words. And I said, but I'm glad I have until Tuesday until I'm going to see her. And I still can't completely. Like, it was amazing. And just so many feelings and things that I didn't expect. And like, where did this come from? Where did this start?
So I had studied way back in undergrad psychology and dance, both majoring in both, and I had learned about social science experiments where kind of similar ideas were studied with real human subjects that were inside of these experiments. One of them being the Stanford prison experiment, which is a really famous one. And then Stanley Milgram's shock experiment. And basically the general findings were that when people were immersed inside of a specific context, their behavior would change. And people who would consider themselves to be, normal, kind, considerate individuals, when placed, for example, inside of the prison, the people who had been randomly assigned to be guards started beating the prisoners, and the prisoners were having riots and going on hunger strikes. And so the idea that people can so easily kind of devolve or shift into different types of behavior based on context or being told to do something by an authority is something that was really interesting to me, and I think explains a lot of the issues that we're facing in the world today.
And to be able to do that and describe it through virtually no words. There were a couple of little things here and there in each room. And guys, I can't tell you how much you should go see this production. But it's set, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's set in a couple of different rooms. And it's am I able to say by social order?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to mess you up here. And you actually, it's not like you sit down and you just watch a regular performance. These dancers might involve you in a part of it. They might look at you in a certain way, and it was, and you just walk around, and you could, for a little bit, you stay in a certain room, but then you're free to roam and go from section to section, and it was just amazing to me. Unbelievable.
And you're truly fully immersed in it. And it was a weird thing because I was in there and I was in one room, and then I thought I could go to another room, and then I started feeling left out. Even though I was able to control pretty much what I could see, except for there was one room, the door was closed.
Yeah.
And my husband had come out of that room, and I whispered, I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to go in there. And he was like, no, you just got to wait for the door to open, and then you can go in. And it was this like weird, and then I went in, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be here. Because of the different feeling that it gave. You just were wrapped up in with these dancers and what they were going through, that it was incredible. I've never been into anything like it.
Yeah, we originally, the idea began with the thought that the audience would have a similar group identity to the group that they're first seeing. So the rooms are set up in this social hierarchy, as you said, and we were going to actually kind of group the audience with them and make them feel like they belonged in a certain area or did not. And we kind of started stripping that away over time as the idea continued to evolve. But it's interesting that you had kind of a similar experience of feeling in or out and having access to a room or not, which is totally what this whole story is commenting on.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, I know there's 2 more performances this weekend, Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
I would say if you can go Friday and go back on Saturday, it is such a good idea. Or if you went this last, and because there's so much going on that you get to take in, and you're going to see it through a different eye the next time you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so much content that we packed into this, and obviously moving forward, we're going to look back and reflect and make sure that it can be a full experience just from a one-time view, because you really can't see the whole thing in one go. There you have to go back to be able to see the entirety of all of the content.
What was neat about it too is you had it at the Gramercy Studios, and you had these 3 separate rooms, but then you had the main room, and there was a window that was blocked off on one of the rooms. And eventually, it very much reminded me of Pink Floyd's The Wall, bringing down the wall, or the way all of a sudden they just picked it looking out, but then people from one room could look into the other room, and it was like there was so many like symbolisms and things to capture and go in your mind and go, oh my gosh, the hierarchy, the way society treats each other, and the ending was stupendous, which obviously won't give that away, but that was like. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How long did it... I talked to, after the performance, I did talk to one of your dancers, and she said it was about 8 months. So, but you probably were working on it way before then to prep for these, because these dancers were amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They are incredible. We worked in rehearsal with the dancers. I think it was about 9 months with the first group we started with. The cast actually grew over time, so some of them worked longer. or not. And then slowly we incorporated in more and more collaborators. So the video design and the music and scenic design and costuming, all of that was kind of part of building this story into one cohesive experience. But I had been thinking about creating something like this for years prior and was kind of waiting for the right moment to jump in and do it, and waiting to have kind of myself set up to a place where I could do it in the most expansive possible way that I was really dreaming of.
And you did it. You did it.
Thank you.
You absolutely did it. I cannot say enough about this. It was just one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Right. And what I want to ask you is the intimacy of it all. I mean, because there's a lot of intimacy in dance in a performance, but then when you're bringing that in with the audience, how, as a dancer, is that something that you're like, I can just do this, or is that something you need to work on? How was that with your dancers?
Yeah, it's tough. It's something I personally had only done once before, and it was a very short, small piece that I did as part of a series called Home LA. And aside from that, really, I'd only worked either in film or stage. But the thing that's so beautiful about film is that you can choose how close you are to the dancers, and there's so much expression in the body that at a distance you can't entirely pick up. And so that's the beautiful thing about immersive theater, is that the audience gets to be right there, seeing every facial expression, seeing the sweat on the bodies, really getting that fully visceral experience. And we didn't know how it would feel to have audience in the room. So actually the night you guys came was the first time we had tried it with that many people. We had done an invited rehearsal a month earlier, and about 15 people showed up. It's kind of a hard sell to get people to cross town for a rehearsal. We didn't have any of the lights, none of the projection. It was just the dancers for that. And so we really didn't know. We were like, okay, 50 people are coming. We'll see. But we spent a lot of time talking about what could happen and sort of creating plan A, plan B, plan C for, if somebody stands in your way, what are you going to do? If all of the audience is grouped in one area that we didn't expect, how are you going to get them to move? How are you going to adapt the choreography in an instant, in the moment that you're doing it, so that you don't smack someone in the head?
Right.
So, we had tried things. I would put my body in places that would kind of disrupt what they were doing in rehearsal, because oftentimes it was just me working with them without the other collaborators there. So I would do my best to kind of play a large audience with just one body and give them opportunities to practice different scenarios.
Yeah.
Are you taking this on the road? Because I think you should.
I would love to. Yeah. I mean, this, 4 nights only for this first run of it, but we want to keep this going. We want to do it in a different venue that could be bigger and accommodate more people. And if it ends up traveling, that would be amazing as well. So really, any opportunity that we could have to continue this work, we're looking for that.
Because I can see this like in Chicago and New York and Broadway, and I mean, I just really, I really do. I think your vision is absolutely amazing. The name of the immersive play is The Other Side, and you have shows this weekend.
Oh my gosh!
And talk about trust.
Yeah.
These guys, ladies and gentlemen, and the concentration on their faces. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope that, anyone who's watching or listening will come see it this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We close Saturday night, and that's it for now. But
For now. Exactly.
Yes. So I definitely hope people will come and catch it while it's up.
Please do.
Well,
and real quick, you have a company called the Irish Company.
Yes.
I want to make sure we plug that in there for you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, this is actually our debut performance of Iris Company. The company kind of formed through the 9 months of this process, and it's something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time. And this, as soon as the show kind of started to fully take form, it was clear that this was the moment to really do that launch. So Iris Company is now out in the world. We're LA based, and all of the artists.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My goodness, you're going to go far. You are going to go far. That was just an amazing, amazing.
We're excited for you. Keep us posted,
Go
please.
see this show,
Absolutely.
people, please.
Yes. And time goes by so fast. Can we play a lightning round of this game?
Let's do it.
It's Hollywood Close-Up's quick and quirky game. We're just going to ask you a couple questions. You just got to answer them.
Okay.
No big deal. Who are your ideal TV parents?
Oh my gosh. I don't watch that much TV.
That's okay.
Could be film, TV, just ideal.
Ideal parents.
In the entertainment world.
I'm drawing a blank.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. You can come back to us another time.
Good answer.
Yep.
Good answer.
Great answer. Killing it.
Beer
We're
or
going to talk about pop culture. I might fail every question.
There's no pop culture. It could be from any show that you watched growing up. Anything.
Could be
Full
dancers.
House. Perfect.
There you go. Yeah, what are they called?
Huh?
What's the name of the Full House people?
The Tanners.
The Tanners.
The Tanners.
There you go.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Red or white?
Red.
Perfect. If you were a Muppet, which one would you be?
Oh my gosh, I don't know the Muppets either.
See the Muppets are these characters.
No, I mean I know. Is Kermit?
Kermit.
Kermit's a Muppet.
You knew. See, you knew. You just weren't sure if he was
he counts as Muppets or Sesame Street.
And you should see his dancing.
He's both.
Okay,
he's on both.
there you go.
You should know Kermit because he's such a great dancer.
Yeah.
He's fabulous.
And final question. You're
Yes.
going to get this.
Okay.
Hollywood Close-Ups, quick and quirky game. What's your favorite podcast you're on right now?
Hollywood Close
Ding, 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 ding.
Best
You're
answer.
amazing. Thank you so much. Let's show this one more time for those of you who are watching Facebook Live, of course. Where are we?
There we are.
I know my camera. And thank you again, of course, to Rena Marie, the Network Studios, and all of our listeners.
Yes, absolutely. And please check out Slant Music. My gosh, slantmusic.net. New stuff today. Love it. Please remember cancer has affected so many of our lives, and you can only help by donating to cancerresearch.org and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society at lls.org. Let's end this disease once and for all, people.
And you can catch up on past episodes at natalieandwayne.com. We will be back here next week for Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier. Until the next one.
Peace.
You've been listening to Hollywood Close-Up with Wayne Frazier and Natalie Lipka. Be sure to visit natalieandwayne.com for past episodes as well as information on future ones. Also, be sure to rate and comment about the show in iTunes. Until next time, bye-bye.
Once again, you sold your soul for an empty shell. You're thinking that it all just